Tonight on WNWO News at 6.
If you plan on drinking and driving tonight, this is a good weekend not to. Law enforcement across our area and the country is cracking down on drunk driving.
We need to strengthen, we need to unify, we need to strengthen and bring together the community.
Police and a community are building a tighter relationship through a picnic.
And the pleasant weekend weather continues, but next week, Mother Nature is really going to crank up the heat. I'll tell you how high those temperatures will climb coming up in your forecast.
Good evening, everyone. You're watching WNWO News at 6 o'clock. I'm Brian Madrick. Our big story tonight is a campaign to get drunk drivers off the roads this weekend. The Ohio Highway Patrol calls it an enforcement blitz that started Friday and runs through Labor Day. It's part of a national drive sober or get pulled over crackdown against drunk drivers in the final weeks of summer. Law enforcement throughout Lucas County and Northwest Ohio will be taking part in the campaign. More than 7,000 enforcement hours and more than 900 hours of patrols will be dedicated throughout Ohio. Last year, nearly 500 people died in drunk driving related crashes, and drunk drivers were involved in 44% of fatal accidents in the state. Now, drunk driving is never a good combination, so we wish all of you to just stay safe out there if you're going to head out tonight. But otherwise, today, a really beautiful Saturday. Let's get a first check of our forecast right now with meteorologist Brittany Patterson. Hey, Brittany.
Hey, Bryant. Yeah, we're really getting spoiled with...
All right, thanks a lot, Brittany. Well, in decision 2013, Toledo mayoral candidate Anita Lopez was making the rounds, campaigning throughout the city today. We caught up with Lopez at the Birmingham Ethnic Festival this afternoon. Now, Lopez was serving hunky turkey to festival attendees, and she was getting her message out to voters.
I'm honored to be helping the Hungarian Club today, and we want folks to come on out and enjoy the festival today and tomorrow. It's for a great community and great cause, and it's a great time.
Well, Lopez is one of 7 candidates who will appear on the ballot in the September 10th primary. The top 2 vote-getters will move on into the November general election. Now, WNWO and the Toledo Free Press are jointly sponsoring a forum to allow all of the candidates for Toledo mayor to meet face-to-face. It's scheduled for Monday, August 26th. The forum will be held at the McMaster Center at the downtown Toledo Library. You can watch it live on WNWO's Digital 2 channel or online on our website, northwestohio.com. Well, lots of people are getting ready to go back to school, including college students. But if you are looking for ways to pay for school, beware. Attorney General Mike DeWine is warning people to be on guard for financial scams such as phony grants this season. So far, his office has already reported dozens of residents have lost hundreds of dollars to the scams in the past year. Now, the scams work by a caller saying you won a government grant, but then ask you to pay $200 to $600 for it to be sent. The Attorney General says if you have to pay, it's probably a scam. A 12-story historic building in downtown Dayton, Ohio came crashing down today in a planned implosion. Demolition crews set off 50 pounds of dynamite on different floors to bring down the twin building. It came straight down, but flying debris did cause some problems. Officials say there was some damage to a nearby parking garage that can easily be fixed. The site is being cleared to make way for a new apartment development. Well, an annual weekend event is taking place that celebrates Detroit's past and America's car capital. The Dream Cruise brings together thousands of automotive buffs and customized cars. Rob Maloney has that story.
On top of the 671 blower are 2 Holley 660s. Everything about it's great.
Well, the Dream Cruise continued today with thousands of hot rods taking to the streets. Topping tonight's Metro Report, school is right around the corner, and this is the perfect time for students to get ready. The Toledo Area Parent News presented the 2013 Back to School Fair. The event featured an opportunity for students to get information from area academies and schools.
All those people who cater to everyone once they get back into school. So doctors, vets, camps, you name it, tutors. It's just a great little thing we do here at the mall every year.
Well, in addition to getting important admission and academic info from the schools, students also got the chance to have their pace fainted and take part in plenty of games. The 24th annual Block Watch Picnic offered the community another chance to rub elbows with Toledo's finest. The picnic was held at the Liz Pearson Shelter House in Ottawa Park in Toledo. Now, the Toledo Police Honor Guard, members of the department, and city and county officials joined members of the community for the event.
Block Watch is a way to bring the community together, not only for the strength of criminal activity, but it's beautifying our neighborhoods.
Well, food, games, and an opportunity to learn some new techniques to protect neighborhoods was shared at the event. Prison conditions were on display and discussed at the Prison Awareness Day event. People gathered at Bethlehem Baptist New Life Center Church on West Bancroft in Toledo to learn how incarceration impacts inmates and their families. Now, you can hear from many of those people tonight at 11 o'clock. A star football player from a major university turns himself into police. What that player is accused of and what it means for his future is coming up. But when we return, we'll go overseas to Egypt to get an update on the growing violence that has claimed hundreds of lives. Brittany?
Bryant, we've been enjoying the fall-like weather, but summer is looking to make a grand return next week. I'll tell you when and just how warm it's going to get coming up after the break.
Welcome back, everyone. One of the most vital countries in the Middle East is falling deeper into chaos. In Egypt, 2 days after hundreds of its supporters died after a government crackdown, the Muslim Brotherhood took to the streets again in what it called a day of rage, and the death toll rose even further as an estimated 100 people were killed in the capital and other cities. NBC's Richard Angle reports from Cairo.
Gunshots rang out.
Back here at home, a star football player for Vanderbilt University's football team turned himself into police after being indicted as an accomplice in a campus rape. That story tops our look across America. 21-year-old Chris Boyd surrendered this morning following his indictment on Friday. Back in June, 4 other Vanderbilt football players were charged with raping an unconscious student in a campus dorm room. Boyd is accused of giving advice to one of those defendants about how to cover up the crime. His bond was set at $25,000. Jury selection begins Monday in the trial of a Georgia teenager charged with killing a baby during an attempted robbery. Police say 18-year-old DeMarquise Elkins opened fire after a woman refused to give him money during a holdup attempt. The woman's 13-month-old boy was shot in the head and died. Elkins' attorneys will argue the baby was killed by his parents. The trial was moved from Brunswick to an Atlanta suburb because of pretrial publicity. Portions of Tahoe National Forest were closed as crews continue to battle a large wildfire. The fire is burning in a remote wooded area. The terrain is too steep and dangerous for firefighters on the ground. Helicopters are dropping water to battle the blaze. No homes are threatened, but an air quality warning was issued because of heavy smoke. The U.S. Forest Service says more than 15 square miles of forest have burned. All right, last story for the night. A different kind of delivery showed up at Kings Island Friday, all in preparation for a new record-breaking ride. The first piece of track for the new Banshee roller coaster arrived at the Mason, Ohio Park yesterday morning. Banshee will be the longest inverted coaster in the world when it's completed. It will be more than 4,000 feet long and reaches speeds up to 68 miles per hour. Banshee is set to open at the park next spring. Just to drive down I-75, so I think I may have to take a ride on that and check it out. What do you think?
I get freaked out. I get freaked out by roller coasters.
Not a roller coaster person?
Love them.
Sweet. So you and me on the roller coaster. You can stay on the side and wave.
I'll be saying my prayers and waving.
Sounds good. Well, I'll tell you something. This weather's going to be pretty warm. Nice to be at a roller coaster or anything tonight, huh?
Yeah. If you're out doing anything tonight, really, it's going to be the last kind of cooler night in our foreseeable future. 55 degrees, mostly clear skies tonight. Tomorrow, a good amount of sunshine, partly cloudy, just a little bit warmer. We'll call it 82 degrees, and that's about seasonable for this time of year. But slowly but surely, we're going to turn that notch up as we go through the rest of the work week. We'll return to the mid, even upper 80s by midweek next week, and I think we'll start to crank up that humidity too. So a lot of kids, it's going to be their last week of summer vacation, so at least we'll feel like it.
It's going to feel like summer. All right, thanks so much for making us your choice at 6. All three of us back at 11. Nightly news is up next. Have a good night, everyone. See you tonight.